anything can arise. Anything can appear to happen. Anything. Like, just like not too long ago, I had an argument or disagreement with my daughter. And before that, I would be like, that's horrible. Like, who does that? Who argues? It's bad to argue with your child, or, to have, you're supposed to set an example, whatever, right? I believed all those things, but I have this realization now where it's like there's no control over that happening. There's none whatsoever. Where before I would believe that there was a control there, like I knew better, basically. And there is no knowing, really. There's no knowing of anything. I used to be really, really hard on myself and self-conscious of everything, of what people thought of me. It doesn't matter. I have this realization where it just doesn't matter. Really. Who cares? Because there is no others. It appears that way, but that's just the story of the person. When I believed in spirituality, I always felt like there were certain levels you had to reach, and you had to be at a higher consciousness to be enlightened and all that shit. I believed in it, but I felt like I was suffering still, though, right? It was very I felt trapped. It was like I was always trying to reach something. When I became religious, it was the same thing. It was like, I got so engulfed in the Bible and believing all of what the Bible was saying, that I really tried to hold myself to this high standard, if I didn't repent, if I didn't tithe and give the church my money, then I was going to go to hell. I believed all this fucking shit, man, and it was just crazy. I drove myself nuts with it. I was very self-conscious. All those conditions that I believed in. And I wasn't even doing it. I have this realization now where I know, it's like this energetic realization that, I wasn't doing that, but that it was just spontaneously happening, energetically wise. But it was very real to me, and it got to the point where I realized this isn't right. I shouldn't feel like this. I shouldn't feel so trapped. This can't be natural. So I went on from that to spirituality. And I'm going to tell you, before all of that, I didn't believe in any of that shit. I truly just didn't give a fuck. I was just living my life. But somehow, some way, something happened to where I wanted to go to church. And I think it's because, and I don't know, I really don't know what it is, but I went through a horrible divorce. And it just fucking did something to me. And I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. Divorce just happened, you know what I mean? And then religion appeared to happen shortly after that. And then shortly after religion, spirituality happened. But before that, and before the divorce, I was just living my life. And I really didn't care about any of that stuff. But the insecurities were there. I had a lot of major insecurities and shit like that. And I believed that it was wrong to be that way when it was really just completely natural and ordinary, organic. But at the time, you know, I just didn't have this realization that it's normal and there's nothing wrong with it. How can there be something wrong with it if there's no control over what's spontaneously appearing to happen to the person? The person can't get out of that, of what's happening. I don't regret anything. I think maybe if you would have asked me this before, I probably would have said, oh my gosh, I can't believe I behaved that way, you know. But now that there's this realization that there's no control and that things are just appearing to happen the way they're happening, and it is what it is. And that it's all just the story of the person. It's the dream. It's not even really happening. It just seems that way. But yeah, anything can arise too. Anything. Insecurities can arise. And I'm not saying that it doesn't, because it still does. But there's this realization that it's just natural. It's just all natural. It's just what's happening, you know? Anything can arise. Any fucking thing. Like I said, I just got in an argument with my daughter. Now, any other time, I wouldn't even have even expressed this, because I would have been ashamed. Like, who does that? Who argues with their kid? Fucking everyone does, probably. But, you know, we were taught that admitting something like that, or just even arguing with your child in general. I have an adult child, by the way. She's not a kid. But we have disagreements. It happens. And you know what's so funny? Any other time I would have been just like, oh my God, why does this have to happen? Not at all. It's become so easy because I'm no longer taking it personal. It happened, and you know, you just keep going. Well, then you may not keep going. I don't know. It's whatever happens. I mean, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen next? No one knows what's gonna happen next, because energy is so spontaneous. It fucking just, it's unexpected. Everything is unexpected. Everything is unexpected. You think you know it all. You think you know it all, but you really fucking don't. No one knows what's going to happen next. You know? But the person being self-conscious of arguing with their child or just doing anything at all, it's going to, it can arise. It can happen. It can fucking appear. But there's this realization that the person has that, okay, that's just what's happening, and it is what it is. The person doesn't take it personal anymore. And even if the person takes it personal, there's this realization that that's just what's happening. I guess what I'm trying to say is I just don't care anymore of what happens. I mean, I don't, it's just much easier. It's just much easier, where before it wasn't. And even if it isn't easy, fuck, man, that's just what's happening. But there's a realization that that's what's happening. I don't even remember all the shit that I did when I was spiritual, into spiritual shit. Like all the shit. I know. I remember I had this shaman guy. I was like, I had a major health scare. And I was really like, there was a lot of mind chatter going on with that. And I wanted it to just fucking stop. So what did I do? I fucking asked for, this shaman to help me heal that. And I paid this person like $70 something to do that. Okay. And which isn't a whole lot of money, but still, I mean, fuck, I mean, I had them do it, and it may have helped for that, for a little bit, but then it still came back. It still kept arising. The mind chatter. Those things are just tools. Reiki healing, shaman, going to a shaman, meditation, they're tools for a person to use for it will help for a little while, but it doesn't stop the mind chatter from arising. It doesn't help you reach certain levels. There's nothing to reach for. This is it. It's always new. Like, whatever is arising is always new. The person cannot stay present. And there isn't even a person. This is wholeness. This is oneness. There's nothing to reach for here. There are no levels to get to. There is no higher self. There is no separate entity. There is no separate individual here. And the person can't stay present because energy is constantly arising. And it's always new. It's never the same. I mean, it may appear as the same, but not really the same exact way of being. But yeah, I did all of that. Meditated, fucking even bought a bunch of crystals. And it works for the minute, for that, for a little bit, but then something else arises, and something else arises, and then something else arises. Energy is spontaneously always arising. Hello. Hi. But yeah. I don't know. So I just felt like I had to get on here to talk about, because I was just like, normally when I get into like little debates or arguments with even my friends or my daughter or anybody, my family in general, my mom, my dad, I would get really self-conscious about it. But it's so much more easier now. Like, I know that it's just what's appearing to happen, and there's no control over that happening. And it's not a knowing, it's just a realization, really, of what's appearing to happen to the person, and the person just realizes it. And it's just a lot more easier